know what time it is.
How it all works.
Come on.
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 Yes. Welcome. How it all works, family. It's so good to be back. Man, listen, what a week it has been. Some of you guys know I am good friends with Leslie Samuel. This guy is a coach. He is an authority in this, social media content creator space. And he has a conference that's been going on this week called Monetize Your Message. Y'all, let me tell you, woo! It was something today, man. I'm talking about it was just so good. We started yesterday and continued to today. And it's been eye opening, y'all. It's been eye opening. What's good, DJ Strick? What's good, David Hunt? What's good, James Hicks? What's good, family? But it's just been eye opening, man. And so yesterday was understanding your message. Today was synthesizing, and tomorrow is monetize. And I am looking forward to closing it out strong. So excited, man. I see Corey and Lakita are like, yes, David, we see you're first. Listen, this is the battle. It's an age-old battle. It's just been going on for a while, man. But I am so excited to be here today, and I'm excited about my guest. Y'all, listen, man. Listen. Keith is a beast. He is a beast, and I'm excited that he's gonna be here with us. But listen, before we bring him on, let me give you a couple of announcements. You know how we got to do some house cleaning before we throw this intro video up. But man, I'm excited about being on JP High Tech show. It's called Content Creators University, and we're gonna be specifically talking about overcoming stage fright. Overcoming stage fright. I'm so excited about that. And that's going to be on June 2nd on his channel. So, check it out. But what I also want you to know is that JP High Tech is one of the speakers at the Next Level Conference. The Next Level Conference. Did I mention the Next Level Conference? Listen. I'm just going to put something in the chat real quick for you to know the Next Level Conference. I want you to go there right now to register. If you have not already registered, go and register, because it is. You want to do that if this is something that you need to be doing. What's good, Monty Weaver? What's good? Thank you for being here. Appreciate you for coming through. But yeah, I want to make sure you guys are able to register for the Next Level Conference. Here's a big note I want to share with you guys. We have moved our shop, our How It All Works store. If you go to the How It All Works webpage right now and you click on the store page, it's going to take you to a slightly different page. If there's a Next Level Conference, I'm looking for something to do for a couple. Hey, Next Level Conference, man. Next Level Conference is this coming weekend. So definitely check that out. I'm trying to make sure I get that thing into the chat. I hope that hopefully it went to both Facebook and YouTube. But yeah, so we have moved our store, our t-shirts, our mugs, everything. We have moved our store. We want to support our own. So we are so excited about partnering with Press and Sew, man, with Sylvia and Andrew Nixon. Yeah, me and Kanik got a chance to meet with them a couple weeks ago in preparation for the move. And oh man, when you talk about synergy, when you talk about heart meeting heart, and just they are so passionate about this space. I'm so excited to be able to partner with them. Listen, fam, same designs, better quality, faster service. Plus, we are supporting one of our own. So you want to go to pressandsew.com/HIAW, pressandsew.com/HIAW. But if you just go to the How It All Works page and just click on the store, that'll take you there as well. So no need to change your MO, but we will be doing a live stream with them early June with Sylvia and Andrew, and we're going to be giving away some new shirts. Some new merch, and we'll have some things for people when you buy during the show. We will have some things going on there as well. But for those who haven't gotten their stuff yet, a couple of you asked for a gray shirt. We got the gray shirt now. So you want to make sure you get over there and buy your merch. Man, we have been enjoying this month with Convos and Collabs. I mean, that lineup has been fire. We are just closing it out with a heavy hitter. So excited to have Keith on here with us. And I always got to show the quote, right? Invest in your now for when your if is unstable, but your belief weighs on the possibility and not the problem. I love this quote, and I'm excited to have him come through and chat it up with us. Yes. Give Press and So some love, man. We are excited that Press and So is going to be partnering with us, or we're partnering with them, and we're excited that our merch page is going to be with theirs, along with several others in the community who have their merch page with Press and So. So excited, very excited about that. Their packaging, all the things that they do to really partner with content creators. Trust me, it is a match made in heaven, man. So many different ideas that they came up with. So definitely want to make sure you guys are aware of that. Listen, here's another thing. The reason why we want you guys to go ahead and register for the conference, even if you can't afford the $49, because we've got sponsors. On the screen you're seeing right now, Doomsday Banana, Been There, Done That, the Pastors Roundtable, Composition, and Now Worship all have sponsored this conference. What that means is they have paid for seats. And that is what enables us to do these giveaways. These giveaways are not eating into our pocket. We are giving these seats away because sponsors have funded these seats. And so we're going to give away one in today's show. Yes. There are sponsors for the conference. So excited about these folks, and we're going to make sure that we give them a huge shout out in the day of package. But yeah, Doomsday Banana, Been There, Done That. He's usually in the chat. He might show up here sometime soon. Make sure we clap him up when he shows up. Pastors Roundtable and Composition, but the Now Worship folks as well. I was on Now Worship. I was on Pastors Roundtable this past week, talking about the conference, and we gave away a free seat. So we're excited about having these guys partner with us, and we're looking forward to the conference. If you don't remember who's going to be there, here's some of the speakers. JP High Tech talking about branding. Sorry, not branding. He's going to be talking about graphic design. Lola Moore Johnson is going to be talking about building community, and we're congratulating her on a new role. She just announced that she's got a new position. Robert Kennedy III is going to be talking about the power of story. Pierre Quinn is going to be talking about leadership mindset. And then Sharona Drake is going to be talking about, branding and marketing. If you've not heard Sharona talk about branding and marketing, you have missed a treat. Go back to last season, How It All Works, the Black History Month episode. She killed it. Yes, Monty Weaver, hashtag Next Level Conference. $49 gets you both days. I will be closing out day one, talking about live video strategy, pulling it all together. And then on day two, I'm going to be giving you all the tools you need to be able to do your first live stream, or to take your existing live stream to the next level. So join us for the Next Level Conference. I'm asking my mods to put that in the chat right now. Just go ahead and put the link to the conference registration page in the chat right now. But I am just ecstatic about today's guest, and we're not going to waste any more time. We want to get him on screen. But before we do that, we've got to play our intro video. So right after this video, Keith Pelzer is going to be on the live, and we want to welcome him our way. Let's. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I'm
Goodness
excited.
gracious.
I'm excited to have you here, sir. I'm telling you, listen, Keith Pelzer is in the building.
Thank you.
I love it, man. I love the whole setup. I love the lighting. I love the glasses. It's so regal, man. You got it set, Doc. Oh man, Keith, what's good, man? How you been?
I'm pretty good, man. And yourself? I'm excited to be on here. You the man. Like
Bruh.
I feel like I'm on like real like TV and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm really on TV. I'm doing something finally.
Man, listen. I am just so ecstatic to have you come through. We have been on several lives together, but they're usually a little later at night.
Right.
Usually impromptu, right? Just like, here go the link. But
Right.
man, every time we're together, it's always a ton of fun. and a ton of value. So folks, man, all of you guys out there, let's give Keith a warm welcome to the show. I'm so excited to have you here. I see, man, David Hunt shouting you out, Corey and Lakita shouting you out, Andrew Nixon. Listen, Andrew, we just gave you a shout, man. We just gave you
look, I'm wearing some Press and Soul.
Listen, Andrew and Sylvia, we just gave y'all a big shout out. So we announced to the people that we have moved our store to Press and Soul. So we're excited about that. Albert's on the live. DJ Strick is on the live. Monty Weaver's on the, man. Listen, I'm
nervous now. You said Strick, Monty Weaver. I'm nervous now. Yeah, jeez.
We are in the space, man.
I'm nervous. We done tanked because I'm nervous.
Oh, no. Never that. Listen, this is our first question is one that we ask everybody, and you can't get away from it, Doc. But even for those who, many of them may already know some of this. But for those that don't, there are people who are going to watch this show. I can guarantee that because I get their messages in comments. The replay squad for How It All Works is strong. I got some folks overseas who cannot watch live. So listen, so for everybody's benefit, let's tackle this quick. This is our first question. Tell the people a little bit about yourself, who you are, and how you come to be live streaming regularly. Like you're using this Ecamm product. I remember, but even before you say who you are, I remember getting into the Ecamm community one Sunday morning it was, and there was a guy live in the Ecamm community with a slider just going back and forth, and I was like, what in the world is he doing? I was like, oh my, and he had his scene set on a timer. And so he was just able to speak as if he had a full camera crew. I mean, it was just phenomenal. Anyway, so Keith, tell the folks a little bit about who you are and how you come to be in this live streaming space.
Oh, let's stick it to live stream. Okay, so I'm just a nobody. Trying to tell. Let me stop.
No. Listen. One of the t-shirts on Press and Soul right now for sale. It for How It All Works. It says we don't do humble on the live. We do not. We don't.
Okay.
We don't. Right. We don't. So listen. You need to be free. Because if you don't say it, I'm gonna say it. Listen. We got folks with awards here. Awards from organizations, a person who has written stuff that you have listened to. So listen, talk to the folks a little bit about who you are.
Okay, a little bit about who I am. I'm a 49-year-old man, Keith Pelzer, born in 1971 from Philadelphia. I live outside of Philadelphia now. I'm a third generation pastor, which evidently you can understand I'm a PK.
Yes, sir.
Songwriter, producer, husband of one wife.
One wife.
Just one wife. Yeah, just one wife. No side Jones, no nothing. Okay. So husband of one wife, and but a church musician, songwriter, producer, all of that stuff. Father of two children. Shout out to Southern Baptist Church. Y'all be on live because y'all for those people who don't come to Bible study, you should be on Kirk Nugent show right now. Okay, now
come on.
And now I'm a wannabe content creator, live streamer, and I say wannabe because it's kind of like a hobby that has become a passion. Yes. And so but it's all working into the who I actually am, and that is I'm just a person that loves people. And so the rest of that you can unpack. I think I cover every area. I'm also a bowler, a bike rider.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm gonna call a beat maker, a bowler, a bike rider. Bertina's my wife. Right, all the B's, and my boys are Isaiah and Caleb. There we go. That's all the B's of my life.
He's got it.
That's who I be.
Listen, Caleb Dempsey's in the chat saying, "Oh, double trouble tonight." Hey, KP and Kirk, what's good, Caleb? Shout out to Caleb, man. Hello, Albert, man. Same to you, brother. Thank you so much for coming through. Monty Weaver says hashtag content creator. Hashtag content creator. Listen, I when I found out that you wrote some of the music on Jill Scott's album, I was like, bruh. I was like, because here's the thing. We talk about loving people, and people are people. And the thing that I love about music is that it has the ability to tap into what you want to say, but you don't know how. And
Kurt, don't start, man.
No, I'm going to go there.
Man.
Listen, it's me and you. It's me and you.
Wait, let me say this. I'm gonna let you, because it's your show. Let me slide this in there. Press and so. If you're watching right now, Keith Pelzer needs the hashtag SAP shirt, Sneaker Preach. I need that. Sneaker Preach. Just put the whole word if you want. Sneaker Preach up to there. I mean, like, I got to come up with something real creative with it. Shout out to John Anna Bryant. She did me a t-shirt, but I need one in this font or something. Sneaker Preach. Go ahead, Kurt. Sneak that preach.
No. So just like he said, listen, at the end of the day, man, sometimes the songs can just say something. Like when I heard, you love me especially different. I was like, bruh. Like, I mean, it has so many different sides to it. We're not going to dive into the background of the song or anything like that. I just want to make sure that people know who we're talking to, Lord. And that we give you your due, right? Because like I said, we don't do humble here. Sylvia Nixon is laughing. Carla Tussin is like, Coven stretched his skills. Like Coven stretched
Arizona. I told you that's Trustee, so I gotta be nice to her. That's Trustee.
Oh, my bad. Tucson.
That's Trustee, and that's my son's godmother, so I gotta be real kind.
She said earlier, she's like, "This is my brother. That's my brother." Man, listen, I'm gonna throw this next question up on the screen here, man, because I want to get us into.
You throw the questions on the screen, Kurt. You the man. That's all I'm saying. You the man, Kurt. Come on, man.
The questions gonna be.
Do y'all see quality? Come on, bro. Let's go.
Nah, man. Listen, I want to get it going because I know we're gonna get the folks in the chat engaged here in a second. But I want to throw this question out here to you specifically from your experience, all right? From your extensive live experiences, and so we know you speak and you're live at multiple times a week. What would you say is the key to camera confidence? This is if I was to take all of my coaching experience over the last couple months, people trying to start off their live stream. These are business owners. Some of them are nonprofit entities. Some of them are faith-based entities. Some of them are small business. Some of them are medium businesses. Some of them are solopreneurs. And they figured, look, this live thing is one of the ways that I can get my message out here. This live thing is as in my own terms, to borrow my own term, it's my digital storefront, right? For the rest of y'all, just go ahead and it might go over now. It'll hit you later. My live stream is my digital storefront. And so they recognize this is one of my powerhouse ways to get my stuff and my product and my services out here. But I'm so afraid of the camera. So wow. What do you say? Saba says, great question. So what do you say to those people? Because you're on and you clearly have a way to be relatable, to tap into who is authentically Keith on camera. What do you say to the people who are like, yo, that camera, man, as soon as it turns on, I'm not confident. I'm not me when I'm on camera.
Wow.
What do you say to that person?
There's a couple of things. One thing that's easy is to make the camera a person that you're talking to.
Yes.
So you literally have to look at your camera and almost like name the camera if you need to.
Yep.
And you got to talk to that camera like you're talking to a person. And you almost tap out of the audience because technically you don't see the audience.
There it is.
Now, I know there are people in the column, like I see Monty, I see Carla, I see G. Albert. I'm on the YouTube side. Shout out to YouTube people. Now, you see those people, okay? You'll see numbers. But at the end of the day, you don't have much to lose because there's nobody looking at you to intimidate where you are, what you're saying. So one of the easiest things is, are you confident in what you have to say?
Wow.
But before you're seen. Because a lot of people, they don't even know what they're going to say. Being in front of people sometimes is easy because you've been in the room. But if they say, okay, now we're going to bring to the stage, it's not that you're afraid of being seen. You can argue I'm afraid of being on the spot because everybody is now looking at me. But most of the people in the room already saw you in some way, shape, or form.
That's
so
powerful.
You dress up so that you look nice, so that if somebody see you, okay, I want to make sure my dress is nice. Is my lipstick right? Or is my hair right? Or is my jacket right? So you're doing that because you know people are looking at you. Now, when they put you on the stage, that might be a little. That's why they call it stage fright.
Fright.
You're in fright because you're on stage, so you're up there in front of people in the room that you can see seeing you. But when you're on camera, I know you're looking at me, but everybody that's looking at me, I don't know who's really looking at me. I know people are, but I don't really have to look at their expressions on how they feel about what I'm saying, their reaction to it. They have to type it. If it's real deep, they're going to type it and say, Keith, your camera sucks, or Kirk, I can't hear you. They're going to type it. Yes. So you don't really have nothing to lose here because you get it out. So back to my point, you have to be confident about what you're going to say. Woo. Mm-hmm. And so you're only going live because you have something to say. You felt as though I have something to say. So why lose the confidence in what you have to say based on how you think people are going to see you?
Oh, my word. Mm-hmm. And there's a piece there that flips around because you know how you see yourself. Right. And so you sometimes project that onto the camera looking back at you. And you're like, the camera is mocking me, man. The camera's making fun of me. The camera's not giving me no love today. I can't get the camera to get on board with me. It's not locking in. My stuff is not landing. And all of that is a reflection of the things. Woo, we got Monty Weaver with the super chat. All of those are reflections of the things that we are saying of ourselves. All of that is a reflection of the things that we're saying to ourselves. And so what I hear Keith saying is not just being confident in what you're going to say, but be confident that you're qualified to say it.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, man. I mean, I want to get Monty's comment here, man. Monty, I appreciate you. You always come through. Question for Keith. DJ Strick, I see you. A question for Keith. As a pastor, would you encourage ministry leaders to embrace live video to expand their ministry reach? That's such a good question, Monty. That is a golden question. Come on. Talk to us, Keith. I mean,
yes. Listen, I would definitely say that. Let's address the 300-pound gorilla in the room. Before Facebook, before COVID-19, and you and I, we talked about this on the live.
We did.
Old Reverend would say, Facebook is the devil. You know, Facebook the devil. Ain't nothing but hell on the Facebook. Hey, the devil. Y'all need to get off Facebook, get off social media, and get back into your Bibles. And then here come COVID. And it's like, how do I reach the people? Well, they all on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, grandmama on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? Grandmama's on all of this stuff. So the thing is, you got to jump in front of this camera, and let's think back real quick. Why were so many people mad with TD Jakes, Joel Osteen, Fred Price, and all of them? Because they're on TV and they're reaching your people. And there's people in Alabama that say they go to church in Texas. There's people in Pennsylvania that go to church in LA. And how they go to that church? Because they're looking at it and hearing from on a device. So here's the thing. That has not gone anywhere. Right. And so because of that, it's been there before COVID. It got exacerbated in COVID and magnified. And now post-COVID, you kind of just catching on to what was pre-COVID. Woo! And so that basically is if faith cometh by hearing, then you always should. What's the media and the source of where people are hearing things from? Oh, we missed it when people are putting on Walkmans, then to iPods. They're hearing the people in your church, Reverend, and they were taking your sermons home. Can I get the CD? No, can I get the tape? And then when it went to a CD, they said, I didn't get the tape. And they meant a CD, but it's still a tape. CD. And now when you just have it online, they say, I need to get the tape of that sermon. Grandma, the tape is on YouTube.
Wow. Listen. I want to acknowledge the Right Reverend Bishop Dr. Diana Gladney, who has joined us in the chat.
Yeah, Bishop Triss.
She has joined us. She has joined us. But listen, if Monty, if I could take a little stab at this, I'm not going to stay long on this question, but if I could take a little stab here, I would say to any pastor out there that live video there's something that happens in live video that is a
Oh, come
component
on, Kurt.
of the
There you
Holy
go.
Spirit. You're giving
you
you
go.
because you don't have control. It's not programmed. It's not produced. You can't
Mm-hmm.
tell who's going to ask what question. Like your question, we didn't know you were going to ask that question. We didn't know we're going to get an opportunity to talk about this specific thing. It's not on my run sheet. Something happens in live video where whoever's on screen, have literally given all power, everything over to the Holy Spirit to do as he pleases. Here's the last thing I'm going to say here, and we got to move because I got an audience question for you guys. I personally believe that live streaming, live video, to be clear, is something God has given us for us to taste just a little bit of omnipresence.
Nice.
Right?
I totally agree.
We could be in multiple places at the same time. Everybody seeing what we're doing because we are live streaming. That's nothing but Jesus. And so for me, when I hear pastors say, well, I'm not really sure if I can leverage this thing. God, I believe God literally created it specifically for those who are doing ministry.
Yes.
Now, ministers take on very many forms, and we're not going to stay here. But I just wanted to make sure that I touch on that. I see the comments are going. The comments are going, man.
Jump on them, man. Look, you hit it because Kurt, let me say something on that point, and you cut me off when you need to real quick.
Go for it.
Yeah, the fact that you said created for. What I thought about was the fact that I told a couple pastors, I said, listen, and if he's watching right now or his son's watching, shout out to my boy Kevin Johnson and at Dare to Imagine. He and a bunch of other pastors I can't even shout out right now. We weren't camera shy. We were kind of into that technology, right? But now what I like is, and I said this to someone, I said, many pastors have not taken advantage of the camera time in an isolated year. Because what happened was your reach went further having to be on camera. And it's instantly pausable and replayable. So now if you miss something, you don't have to say it again, Reverend. All you gotta do is rewind, Reverend, and let him say it again. Okay? Hear what I just said? You don't have to say, oh, you can say that again, Reverend. Oh, no, you can make Reverend say it as many times as you want to. That's number one. Number two, you don't have sister or brother so-and-so interrupting what you need to hear.
Mercy.
So if I'm only at the table, now here's the thing about calling a sermon food. Some people come to church and they just want the cornbread, they just want the chicken, and they want to skip all the vegetables. So they only want to hear, oh, your haters going to be your elevators, and God said in the next 12 days you're going to be rich and all that, but they don't want to hear repent. And the problem is a lot of times amens, they suffocate the word repent. And so we hear the good stuff and we miss, we hear the good stuff that we want, that we think is good for us, but we missing all the vegetables. So now the reverend or the presenter also has to know you got to take advantage of your content, right, from scripture, so that when you put it out there, it's heard, it's repeatable, people can sit in their own place to hear it. Now they not where the usher sat me at. Now I don't have brother so-and-so shouting in my ear. I got a quarantine space to get quality preaching and hear it for the year. And God ain't intend to leave us like that. We're gonna be together. We got that, but let's take advantage. And so if I had a close, here's my close. Now that the churches are opening back up,
yes,
pastor got to think and say, hey, the sermon that I did today, that early, right? Now, how do I put that into a conversation with Nicodemus? Because technically, Jesus didn't bring up a whole different type of conversation from what he did in the synagogue. He basically unpacked in a quarantine situation what he was talking about in front of everybody, and Nicodemus was there for it, and he learned you must be born again. I'm gonna stop right there. Stop right
My
there.
goodness, Monty Weaver says first closing.
No, Mike, put David on the aux. Put David on the aux.
We want to get him tuning. We want to get him tuning here. Mike Van Hooser says that's so good. Don't miss the whole gospel message. Listen. Keith just explained the whole reason behind both of our show's names. Oh, you didn't catch it. His
Oh,
is
that's
with a
good,
K,
sir.
mine's is with a C. But we both of our shows are called Convos. His is Coffee
Yeah.
and Convos. Mine's is Convos and Collabs. But both of our shows are called Convos, and it's because it's literally. I mean, if you want the full origin thing, it's what you just said a second ago. Jesus did some preaching, but he had a whole lot of convos.
Whole lot of convos. A whole lot of convos.
A lot of convos. And I think because you are engaged in the conversation, you get more. You get more. Listen, I want to throw this up on screen. Here's the question for the audience. Here's the question for the audience. In the chat, we want y'all to answer this question. What are you currently doing to invest in yourself? What are you doing to invest in you? What are you doing to invest in you? How are you building up you? How are you identifying? See what Keith said is not just the repent part. Here's the thing. The repent requires you to recognize something's wrong and you need to fix it. And it doesn't always have to be something that's, get me here. It doesn't have to be something that you need to run and hide, okay? If you recognize that I am a procrastinator, right? If you recognize that I don't necessarily know social media. If you recognize I'm not really good at live video, these aren't sins. These are just areas where you see a deficiency in yourself. And so the question becomes, what are you doing currently to invest in you, to build up those places and spaces? What are you doing? That's the question. I'm going to throw that question to Keith right after we get this little video. We want to get this video, and then I'm going to throw this question to Keith. This video is talking about the conference, but in the chat, I want y'all to talk about what are you currently doing to invest in yourself? What are you currently doing to invest? How It All Works presents the Next Level Conference, May 30th and 31st from 2 to 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. I get to serve as your host for this 2-day holiday weekend event, which is designed for the entrepreneur, the creative, the small business owner, the person with a passion project who has a core idea but needs a framework to get it to the next level. Our topics are going to be ranging from leadership mindset and practices to marketing, branding, and graphic design, or utilizing the power of story and building community. Then we put it all together with live video strategy and the tools to successfully start your first live stream. Registration is only $49 for the full 2-day conference. Take your business, passion project, or side hustle to the next level. Register today. Wait, listen, the question was, what are you doing to invest in yourself? What are you doing to invest in yourself? Come on, Keith. Let's tell the folks. I shared earlier, right at the outset of the show, that I am attending the Monetize Your Message conference. It's done by my boy Leslie Samuel. He had Pat Flynn speaking there today. He's got another lady coming in tomorrow who's going to be talking about writing copy that sells. I am learning from those who have gone ahead of me. So this is why I consume content from people like Diana Gladney. She just said, way to go, Kirk. I consume content from people like Doc Rock. I consume content from people like Stephanie Liu. Why? Because they're several steps ahead of me on the journey, but that's not really the point. The point is that they have strengths where I am not necessarily as strong yet. And I'm looking to learn from them. Okay, if they're strong in this area, what can I glean from what they're doing? So again, in the comments, I haven't seen anybody answer it yet, but in the comments, what are you doing? What are you doing to invest in yourself? What you saying, Keith?
Well, one of those things is what I'm doing to invest in me is to invest more in people. And here's what's weird about that. I'm with you. Like, I have different books that I'm reading, and the crazy thing is, one of the things I had to start with was reading up on what I already have. A lot of times what people do, they have stuff and they don't dissect. Let me find out a little bit more to your show, how this all works.
Come on.
So when you go back to how this all works, you end up discovering stuff that you're like, wait a minute, I was about to throw this out, or I was about to buy something else, and I realized that this actually works better than the way I was using it. Wow. And so the investment in me is getting back into foundations of biblical study, getting back into the fundamentals of music, getting back into the why of a lot of things. And so from there, that's when I started looking at what conferences I'm going to, join and engage in, because I had a plethora of stuff thrown at me. Before I knew it, I was just at like 1,000 different conferences, and I got all this work and this paper. And then I realized I don't even have time to read or apply all of this stuff.
This is true.
So one thing I would say for people,
that's good.
Yeah, you got to be selective. When you invest in stocks, or even like now, cryptocurrency, I'd never forget. Everybody, Dogecoin, get Dogecoin. I'm like, nah, my spidey sense is telling me don't even bother with it right now. Not a good play, right? And everybody, and you knew the neophytes. They're like Dogecoin. You ever heard of Ethereum? And they're like, Ethereum. They're like, what's that? They only know Bitcoin, Dogecoin. No. It's like, all right, you kind of realize that you're making an investment in which you haven't researched yet.
That's the point.
And so I like, for you, everything you just said, it makes sense for the you that I met and the you that I've learned, because you're not going to a conference on how to make a wooden cup, because you're not into, cutting wood and stuff. For me, I made this Stream Deck cover, and I took time with it, and I made some for a couple of people, but I'm like, that's not my passion. So I don't need to go to a woodworking shop conference. Come on. That's not the investment for me. It's just a quick hobby. So for me, I'm actually going to take a step back, reevaluate the things that I have done and the bad investments I made to know what to invest in now. Ooh. And so I'm more so into going to my bookshelf rather than going to the bookstore.
My goodness. That's good. Go to your bookshelf. Oh, my word. Listen, this is not even on our script, but I'm going to ask this question anyway. How many books in your personal library have you not read? Oh, maybe you shouldn't answer that one.
Oh, no. I can't. Listen, I can't. Or even finished. That's another thing. Because there's a time in the season for everything. Right. And there's some books that I've gotten that were ahead of my time. I never forget, I got a book on psychology. Ooh. And I started reading it, and by the chapter 3, it just jacked me up. And it answers so many questions for what I was dealing with in ministry and dealing with people that I couldn't even get to the other 15 chapters of it. So it was kind of like,
sometimes it's there. Yeah, sometimes you're there, man. Yeah. Listen, catch this. Read this comment from Mike real quick for me.
Let's go for it.
Yeah. Learning.
Okay, wait. Yeah, no, you go ahead. I can't see it on my small screen.
My bad. Learning from others like you, Kirk, as well as answering the question God asked Elijah when he was about to fold and pack up. Why? What are you doing here? Woo! Come on, Mike.
That's good.
Mike.
That's
He goes on to say, doubling down on purpose. What's important, and investing in the next generation for his glory. Hey, Mike.
Wow. Mike, come on, sir.
Come on, Mike.
Man.
I like
Doubling
it.
down on purpose. You know what, Kirk? He just dropped. Shout out to you, Mike.
Yeah.
He just dropped what you were just talking about the pivot right here, right? Pivot is a theme word right now. I preached on Pivot Sunday. I used the word pivot in
pivot. Come on with it.
Pivot of Pentecost, the pivot of Pentecost, right? And of course, everybody's arguing the tongue speaking, this, that, and the third, but it's like, let's just deal with the text real quick. I'm not going into a deep one on here, but let's understand what was the purpose for Acts chapter 2, not what I think I should be doing or what is a reality now. Is what was the purpose of it? Because when you get to the purpose of it, just park it right there on what purpose was. So then when you talk about pivot, like Mike just said, doubling down. I said this right around the time we met. I got into a pastor's conference on video and stuff, and here's my thought. I always say people hear by what they see in this platform.
Yes,
People
they do.
hear by what they see.
see.
Based on what they see is going to cause them to stop and listen. So everybody right now, y'all know what I'm talking about. Most of us, we close the Facebook app, we open it up, and we forget we had audio on. So when you scroll, you keep hearing everything that's coming up. So you turn that off. And the only thing that's going to make you unmute that is you're going to listen based off of what you see. So when you see something, you're going to hit the button and listen to it based off of what you see. So the doubling down is on the fact that this is where people are. They're on their device. The device is now in their pocket. That's the first thing they're going to see before they get to the TV at home. So doubling down. Is understanding you got to reach people where they are.
Where they are. Ooh, where they are. And they already there. Listen. Digital Glow says, shout out from Japan. He says, you guys are all up in my business right now. He says, thanks for that. I have tons of books with bookmarks in them that I forgot I had. Full disclosure. Wow. I love it. I love the honesty, Digital Glow. That's what's up. Good. Truth be told, all of us have that same story. Listen, I see my guy Midas Touch. This is my cousin. He's in the chat. He caught wind of that previous question that I had on screen. It was like, in the chat, put in the first and last name of the person speaking on the power of story at the Next Level Conference. That's the question I had on the screen. And I was gonna say, I got ahead of myself, but what I was gonna say was that whoever answers this question is going to get a free ticket to the conference. Now, my guy Lenny, my guy Midas Touch already registered. He's already registered, so he doesn't get to win. So whoever puts this in the chat right now, whoever puts the name of the person who's speaking on the power of story, whoever puts that name in the chat, that person. So David Hunt puts his name in the chat, but David Hunt's already registered for the conference, so he can't win. So we're still waiting on somebody. So we got to get somebody to be a winner here. That we can give this free ticket to. We have sponsors who have sponsored seats for the conference. We want to make sure that if you want to go to the conference, that you are able to go. So all you got to do is type Valerie Singleton already won too.
No way you gonna win, Jesse. No way.
Yeah, I'm telling you. So Devin Chambers, man. Listen, Devin Chambers, here's what I want you to do. You are the winner. Devin, we want you to go to howitallworks.com. I'm going to ask one of my mods to put it in the chat once again. Go to Mike. Mike put it in the chat too. Mike, if you want to go to the conference, I'm going to get you a ticket as well. So Mike Van Hooser and Devin Chambers, you guys are going to be our winners for this evening. You guys are going to go to the Next Level Conference, so get yourself ready to go. Definitely go to DJ Strick says RK3. That is exactly right. Mike Van Hooser, Devin Chambers, definitely go. Where are we? Let me pull it up real quick. Right, Keith.
Yeah,
Let's pull it up. This is it right here. Go to howitallworks.com/register. Go to that site and definitely register. Just put your information in the page. When we get your information in, we'll waive the payment and we'll send you confirmation that you are fully registered for the conference and you will join us. The replay will be available to everybody that has registered. Let me say that again. The replay will be available to everybody that is registered, okay? The replay will be available to everybody that is registered. So go ahead and register and we'll get you in there. Just getting off work and getting in. Kevin Cox is in the space. What's good, Kevin? Kevin is going to the... Come on, Kevin is going to the conference as well. I'm excited to have him. Man, we are. Yes, there it is. David has put the link in the comments. Please click that link and go ahead and get over there. And listen, I want to say something here real quick, man. For those that have not signed up for our newsletter, you see the thing scrolling on the bottom of the screen. It's been scrolling the whole show. Sign up for the newsletter. It's see, right when I say it now it's not scrolling anymore. Okay, it's scrolling now. But sign up for the newsletter because this is the kind of content that we just sent out yesterday. This is the newsletter that went out yesterday. These are some of our sponsors for the conference. We talked about giving away something tonight. Join us on buymeacoffee.com/Kirk Nugent. The links are there. New video on the joint. Hey, Keith, you got to check this one out. How I do my virtual public speaking. I think you're going to like this one, man. You're going to like how I set up the design. You're going to need to check that one out. This is the latest video on my YouTube channel. You're going to want to check that one out. And then, of course, we were highlighting what we're going to have Keith on the joint tonight. And then we talked about Press and Sew. Store has moved. We're so excited to be able to share that with you. And of course, man, we got to make sure we're at 7:45 already. So we got to make sure that you guys know how to find Keith. So if you go to the website that's right underneath his name, theconvos.live, convos spelled with a K, theconvos.live, you're going to want to do that. And when you do, you will see his YouTube page. And he has a show that he does. I'm going to just scroll down here a little bit. You see the quality. I mean, listen, I love this stuff, man. So streamed 3 days ago.
You are my new mentor in what a show should look like. Now I got the presence and the camera part right, but the whole show you are working the buttons.
Man, listen, we got to do it.
Commercials, jeez.
Listen, I want to say this as well, real quick to those. Listen, one of the things that's scrolling on the bottom of the screen, and Kanik has put this in the chat. I think David has put it in the chat. These are my mods. If you guys didn't know, look, fam. Join the after party. The after party starts on Zoom immediately following the show. If you want to ask questions of me and Keith in Zoom, all you got to do is go over to buymeacoffee.com/Kirk Nugent and look right here on the screen. I'm showing it to you. HIAW Convos and Collabs 524 after party. That's today. You click that link. You just go ahead and put a few shekels in there, and it's going to send you the Zoom link, and we're going to have a good old time. Doc, I'm going to send you the link. I see Doc Rock is in the comments. I see Diane is in the comments. I'm going to send you the link. I want to make sure that we have a good time in the after party. Listen, when the show is done, it's not quite done. You're going to want to come through. You're going to want to be in the space. Buymeacoffee.com/Kirk Nugent. I got one last thing. I hope you don't mind me taking a little second here to do this, because I got to get to, we got one more question for Keith. 2 more questions for Keith before we let him go, before we get into the after party. A good friend of mine, Julian Waddell, wrote a book called Tales from the Greenwood District. It is phenomenal. It touches on stories that give you a window into what life was like in Black Wall Street before the massacre. We only talk about the massacre. We never talk about what life was like in Black Wall Street. And so I'm excited. I'm excited about this new project, and I wanted to share that with you. But man, let me get back over on my stuff here. Let me get back over my stuff here. Get me put him back on the hot seat. Let me get his question back up on the screen here. No, this is not the one. This is the one right here. Livestream sound will make or break you. How do we get the right sound? Listen, you're a producer. You come from this world, man. Everybody can hear your mic right now in the comments. They can hear you, man. They can hear you, and they hear you clean. How do we get the right sound? People will leave your live stream if your sound is not right.
Well, here's what's crazy. So shout out to Doc Rock and Diana, who's on here. Diana's mic just always sounds right, period. And she doesn't claim to be the audio person.
She says that multiple times.
yeah, she always tries to downplay it. Doc's an audio tech guy as well. Me too. We from 2 different places, but we both really give a darn about it. And you sound great. One of those things is kind of like, yeah, man, no, it sounds wonderful. And Doc and I, we're going to be doing something soon that we kind of get into technicalities, but
good.
It's working with what you have, but being your own best judge. Like, you kind of know when something ain't right. People can tell you, oh, the camera look good, but I'm gonna know when, like, I got a little flicker back here because I didn't white balance or whatever. So it may seem good to y'all, but I'm going to go tweak that afterwards. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to go tweak it. So why is sound any different? And again, if faith comes by hearing, you really want to make sure your sound is right. You know what I'm saying? So before video was a thing, it was, think about all the commercials. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? So people want to hear you. Last thing you want to hear is cracker, 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 and going in and out. Your camera can go off. I was doing a preaching. I was doing a sermon, and the camera went out because me, like a dummy, I forgot I didn't have the dummy battery on it, whatever. So the camera went out, and I just kept on preaching. I was playing with the camera, switching the battery and stuff, and I came back on. So it's like sound is everything. So the thing that kills me is, first thing, people want to be cheap with the mics. It's like, why? Just go ahead and, like you said, investment. So if you're going to invest in your pandemic platform, don't be cheap with the mic. Don't be cheap with the equipment, period. And so, you know, you have Livestream Sound will make or break you.
Yeah.
Again, people hear about what they see first. Then when they hit the button, if that quality ain't there, okay, shout out to Ecamm, because Ecamm's going to bring that audio quality right to the surface. Let's give them the shout out.
It does.
They got it right where it's going to bring it right to the surface. And then once it's there, you want to test. So you want to ask other people, how do I sound? You want to go to Facebook and put on a private page and talk in the mic and listen to it. Do you like what you're hearing?
Yes.
Because many of us, we don't claim to be experts, but we'll go, they don't sound right. Something around, they sound muffled or something. Fix it. So, you know, keep going and keep tweaking it until they can hear you clear. And so that takes work. It takes time. The other day, I just told you. So everybody make sure you watch Kurt's, look at his pages and find out why you need loopback and why you'll need it. I literally had the first broadcast. Shout out to my friend, Dr. Virdra Jackson. And she did a big radio show. And right when we had to go live, the engineer was like, yo, something wrong with the mic. And I'm like, dude, this is a $2,000 mic. You ain't telling me something wrong with my mic. You know, I had a little ego, right? Like, boy, who you talking to? Then you want to slide the camera over and be like, you see that over there? I know what I'm doing with microphone. Like it was one of them joints where it was like, yo, you ain't going young boy with me on my mic.
Nah.
And then when he was like, take the link and hear what I'm hearing. And I was like, ew. That sounds terrible. We got through it, praise God. But then afterwards, I sat up for 3 hours and finally realized, oh, you need loopback to go on a Zoom to carry the quality into that space.
Oh, yes, you do. That is so true. So loopback wasn't. Yes,
so
I
here's
get
the
it.
thing. Here's the thing. Because now here's the crazy thing. The whole time, now listen, Southern Baptist Church, if y'all watching, y'all done heard me do Bible study after Bible study on Zoom, and nobody said, Pastor, your mic sucks. Nobody said,
wow,
you sound great on Sundays, but you sound bad in Zoom, because to them, it was kind of like, we're not really hearing the EQ, the bass, and all of that stuff. But the thing was, now it matters. And I'm like, oh, snap, I got to fix this. So here's what I learned. Loopback is a nice conduit to get you into a space. So just because it sounded right on my side, that engineer on the other side said something's wrong with it. So you can't just assume because it sounds right to you that it's coming across to everybody. You have to check the other side. My goodness. You got to check the other side. You got to talk to the listener to say, are you hearing what I'm putting out? What? Because something might need to be in between me and thee. Woo! So I'm on this side like, bro, I know what my mic sound like, and it sounds wonderful. Dr. Jackson, how it sound? Sounds good to me. Wife, how do it sound? Sound good.
Sounds good.
But everybody in the Zoom wasn't hearing it the same way. And my egotistical self, because of my credentials, I know my mic is right. And then I had to go, wait a minute, let me humble myself. And even though the guy couldn't tell me what was wrong, I had to research what the problem was. And what I found out was I needed a conduit. And so can I sneak a preach real quick?
Come on, sneak a preach. Come on, sneak a preach.
Because we are saying something to God, but without Christ, it's not getting through.
We need a loop back. We need a loop back.
You need a loop back.
You need a loop back. Have mercy. Have
Kirk
mercy.
makes me do it, y'all.
Oh.
That dude makes me do it. That guy right there. That guy right there. He makes me do it.
Yo, you know what? You know what? This is hilarious. I said so I had India. India was on last week, and she saw that you were on this week. She was like, "Oh, y'all gonna be late. Y'all gonna be late. You gonna get Keith on here. You gonna be late." And I'm looking at my time. I'm like, "Yeah, we about to go over right now."
Who cares? So everybody put in the column. Everybody put in the column. Overtime. Hashtag overtime. Woo. I guarantee you will get 10 overtime. Hashtag overtime.
Oh my word. Gotta take your pride out of the joint.
Come on, Kurt. Do one, Kurt. Sneak a preach. What you feeling, sir?
You gotta take your pride out. See, that's the part that caught me. That part that got me, man. It sounded good to you.
Right.
It sounded good to you.
Wonderful.
But on the other side, you didn't have a window into what others were hearing.
Yep.
So on your side, it sounded pristine. It sounded clean. It sounded, levels were set. Everything was clean. But you didn't have an ear into what your audience was. Oh my goodness.
Wait, Kirk.
That right there will preach.
Back up to what you asked before about cameras and quality and stuff. Here's another problem.
Yeah.
You're asking the wrong people.
Oh.
Okay. You're asking the wrong people.
Asking the people that are right next to you in your own circle.
And you're asking the yes men. You understand what I'm saying? You're asking the yes men. The yes men are like, oh yeah, I'm about to go live because I got this new Android, this new iPhone, and you can't tell them with $1,000 phone that your video's not going to be right. You have to show them, and then you need the right people to tell you what the real deal is. Let me slide this one here. I know we over time.
Slide it in there. We gotta figure out. Keep going.
Mark Cuban said something that really disturbed me. He said, the problem with most of us is we have too many enablers. Okay. Enablers. Wow. There's a difference between an encourager and an enabler. The problem with enablers are they basically tell you what they think you want to hear or what they want to see in you, and they're not really helping you. Okay.
Oh my word.
So somebody wants to see you live so bad. Oh, you can go live. They tell you go ahead, and after a while, your camera sucks, your sound sucks, and nobody's really telling you.
Nobody ain't telling
you.
you.
Then you do have the haters. You know what I'm saying? They just got to say something to say something. But here's what Mark Cuban said. He said, take that child that when they're growing up, they sing and they sound okay. Everybody in the family said, ooh, child, you better than Whitney Houston. Beyonce ain't got nothing on you. Ooh, Patti LaBelle, what she had a voice like that? And you go, okay. And you keep going. And then your friends don't want to tell you, I don't think that's your gift, right? So then you happen to get all the way to American Idol.
Yes,
you get
sir.
in the tryouts, and then when you get in front of Simon says, you sound so bad, I wouldn't even let you sing along with a quartet singing Happy Birthday. Mercy. He says something so ignorant like that. And then Mark Cuban said, here's the problem. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. That child is probably going to cry, but then they're going to go backstage and look at their family and said, why didn't y'all tell me that I ain't sound that good? Because what that child knows is that Simon has already showed and proven himself that he knows what he's talking about. So here's the thing. When I run into a Diana, when I run into a Doc, and when I run into you and I profile some of these people, I'm kind of like, they know exactly what they're talking about. So when they say, hey player, that's Doc, he go, oh, hey player. Yeah. Your camera was going in and out. You're kind of like, oh, but you like, it's 15 other people that didn't tell me. Now it's either because they don't know or they're just reluctant to tell me. I don't know. But you have to be careful of being around people who are just enablers or just hype men.
Listen, listen. If you want to answer the question that we asked was, how do we ensure, how do you get the sound right? You've got to do the work. You got to do the testing. You got to go live in a private group and send the link to the private group to friends who you know are not enablers, who are going to listen to it and be like, that joint ain't right. That joint needs to be fixed. I can't tell you how many times I get a private message from somebody after I've been live for like an hour or so. Somebody will private message me like, hey, we're hearing a doubling. And I'm like, what? I got 30 people on the live. Nobody said nothing. So then I say something, and then now there's 10, 15 comments. Yeah, we've been hearing doubling the whole time. You've got to have folk who are going to tell you the real thing that's happening without trying to pull your pants down in front of everybody. Does that make sense?
Yes, totally makes sense.
He didn't put it in the comment. My guy sent it to me as a private message. You see what I'm talking about? The key to this thing is simple, man. It is putting in the work and testing it out. You could test it on your own if you want to. Hit record, hit stop record, and listen to it.
Yes.
But in order to really test what it's going to sound like on the live, you got to go live. And you're going to need some people in the comments who are going to be able to give you that good feedback. Man, listen, we have had a time tonight, and we're already right at our right at 7:59. So I've got to go open up the Zoom room here in a second. But I want to throw this question out to the comments. Gary Jones says overtime. Doc Rock says he knows me. I want to throw this question out to the comments. You guys have heard me and Keith talk for the last hour. What collab video would you want me and Keith to work on? Something that we would collaborate on. We'll create this video, 7 to 10 minutes, put it out on both of our channels. Talk to me. Talk to us in the comments. For some of you guys, you know that the show Convos and Collabs is sponsored by Ecamm, and some of our collab videos between creators like me and Keith and others that we've had on the show, they will live on the Ecamm channel. So what kind of collab video would you want to see myself and Keith work on? Is it a sound video? Is it camera confidence? Is it the sneaker preach? I mean, what type of video would you want to see?
Said GoPro bike ride.
Listen, you, as long as you're willing to get me the GoPro, David, I will I will tag team with Bishop Pelzer on that. KN and KP collab.
Grab that too. So you have to get one too, because you know India's in. Yeah, she's around the way now. Yeah.
She's right in. Yeah, you're right. She's in Philly now. So Doc Rock says KN and KP collab. Snap the missing manual.
Wow.
Listen. I'm taking notes. I'm taking notes, man.
Doc Rock.
Yeah, man. Any other? Listen, we want to know, man. You guys tell us in the comments. We're right at our time. We're right at our time, and I want to make sure that Keith gets a chance to tell you guys where you can find him, follow him, all that stuff. So take a moment right now, Keith, and tell folks where they can, what you got coming up. And what they can support you in doing. Make sure you visit theconvos.live. It's right underneath his name, right here on the screen. Theconvos.live. That's his that's his YouTube page. And I want to make sure you guys are touching it. Everybody's talking of so we got a couple of recommendations here. But Keith, go ahead and take a second and tell the people a little bit.
It's real quick, man. I'm really just on if you just follow me on the Convos on Facebook and on YouTube, theconvos.live. I'm still in the process of building up the webpage and a couple other things. It's not an excuse, but that's one of the things that we didn't talk about, that we didn't need to. But no, we didn't need to. There's a rawness in me where I've just been going through a season of the transition into COVID, and then I kind of just popped up and started doing this. But I really want to shout you out, Kurt. The reason why I love you so much, bro, is because it helped me to see where I'm going. You know, we're all unique in what we do. Like, I already know what I'm doing on camera and stuff, but the thing that is a standard, like with Doc and I and you and a few other people, and Diana, we push is we're 4 different people I just named right now. Many others, Kevin, you know, different people. I look up to Kevin as well, Kevin. So but here's
absolutely.
The thing. There's a uniqueness in everybody, but then there's a basis. So I was kind of one of those people that's like, oh, you can get a cheaper mic and do something, but it's like, you know, Doc's looking at me like, don't be a hypocrite, because you got that mic and then you got an SM7B. You're not going underneath that. And it's like, oh, okay. Now I'm gonna get my wife. Now I've pushed the M. You have the MV7, right? M7V,
yes,
right?
I do.
Okay,
MV7. Yep.
That's what I'm gonna get for my wife, because hearing you with it and hearing the evidence of it, I'm like, cool. I can get her that mic, right?
That's right.
I'll even get me one for something else as well. But I had to learn to stop pushing way down, you know, underneath, and look at what is working, how it works. Okay, what is working?
What is working?
Right. So when I kind of got jammed up on, okay, how do I really put together the convos and this, that, and the third? I already got the convos part. It's just the standard of how to do a nice show, like the setup, the emails, the prepping for it, and all of that. Yeah, that's when I'm sitting there looking at you and others, and you know, and listening to Diana and hearing, putting the ego aside and saying, okay, now it's time to learn and do. So pressing so Diana, glad you learn and do. You know what I'm saying? So you learn and you do. And it's like iron sharpens iron in this whole pandemic platform. And I'm grateful for it. So
my goodness. Listen, Keith, I want to personally thank you. The comments are thanking you already. Elaine Dempsey said she's going to come for the bike ride. Kevin Cox says everyone has their flavor or seasoning. And I love that. This is the reason why, you never want to say that the space is too crowded. You never want to say that. You never want to say that because what you bring to the table is unique. Because God dropped in you the answer to a question. I'm going to leave you alone tonight. The power of vibranium is strong. That's what David Hunt says. I see you change to the purple, man. I see you change to the purple. I see you change it.
A jerk.
I said,
my colors will be orange, but I just did it. I did it in respect for my man.
You changed to the purple. I said, that's what's up, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate you coming through. I appreciate you sharing openly. And this is one of the things I want to say to everybody as we get ready to close it out. The Zoom room is actually open right now. I'm looking at it on the other screen. The Zoom room is already open. If you want to come hang out with me and Keith for a little bit, where we're going to chop it up, it's going to be a lot less scripted. You can ask whatever questions you want on screen, but you can ask Zoom whatever room, you like. Come on. But listen, as we close it out though, Keith, I want to say, man, thank you for accepting the invitation, for your willingness to share from your experience and your expertise over so many years. There's so many things that you've done and accomplished. And this is what I love about you is that even though you come with that level of expertise, you are still willing to learn. And I think that is a quality that will put you head and shoulders above anybody else that's in that game, man, because even as you straddle that fence, God is a God of multiplication. He doesn't give the one gift. He was going to give the guy who gave one talent more if he had done something with it. And so what I love about you is that you have multiple gifts and you're still multiplying them. See?
Yeah.
And because God knows... Because God knows I can put something in Keith's hand and he's going to use it. That's why he keeps on putting more in your hand. That's why you have the Grammy. That's why you have the awards on the wall. That's why you've been producing music. That's why you're a pastor. That's why you're a live streamer. That's why you got all the gear that you have. That's why you have the list of networking that you have. Why? Because God says I can put something in Keith's hand and he's going to do something with it. I appreciate you for that, brother. And I wanted to just speak that into you while I have you hostage here on the live for a few more minutes. But I wanted to say that and say thank you. And I'm going to go ahead and close this thing out real quick if I can find my overlay. Here we go. Fam, I thank you so much. I can't thank Keith enough for coming through. But man, listen, we next week is not going to be at our normal time. It's going to be 2 to 4 p.m. The Next Level Conference is a week from today. Day 2 is a week from today. Day 1 is a week from yesterday. For those that won, Mike Van Hooser, Devin Chambers, please go to howitallworks.com/register. Register now. I've already told my VA to flag those two and put them in and confirm them as registered for the conference. I see some people have already joined the Zoom room. Buymeacoffee.com/Kirk Nugent. Grab your ticket. Come join us in the Zoom room, and we will see you next week. Listen, it's your boy Kirk Nugent, the Geek Speaker Preacher, hoping that somewhere in the video today, somewhere while me and Keith was chopping it up, while we doing the sneaker preach, that you were able to put those puzzle pieces together. You were able to peek behind the veil a little bit. Essentially what I'm saying is I'm hoping that you were able to figure out how it all works. And we'll see you in another video. Later.